That's all I want is just a fighting chance. Give me the opportunity to at least make somebody else think about something before they come in my house on me.
Wanting to defend himself from what he calls the drug dealers and gangs in his Southside Chicago neighborhood, 76-year-old Otis McDonald began a fight that ended Monday on the steps of the Supreme Court. This community activist won a challenge to Chicago's strict handgun ban, the justices effectively striking down a law in place for nearly 30 years.
What does this decision mean to you after this long journey that you described?
It means that I can rest a little better at night. I believe, I will believe now, and I will believe resting at night, that another person will have an equal chance to protect themselves in their own home.
2 years ago, the Supreme Court invalidated a similar ban in Washington, D.C., but that only applied to federal law. Justice Samuel Alito, writing this 5-4 majority opinion, took that view even further, saying the Second Amendment, quote, applies equally to the federal government and the states. But Justice Stevens, on his last day on the bench, disagreed, saying this decision, quote, could prove far more destructive, quite literally, to our nation's communities and to our constitutional structure. Chicago's Mayor Richard Daley says he's disappointed.
That person has the right to a gun in his home. Does he have a right to point a gun at his child? He's the parent. Does he have a right to point a gun at his spouse? Does he? Those are valid questions to ask.
Chicago is now working to rewrite its ordinance to comply with the high court ruling and still retain tough gun restrictions. The justices did signal that what they called reasonable gun regulations would presumably be allowed to stay in place. But one key question the justices left unanswered: where then are the boundaries? Kate Baldwin, CNN, Washington.